Are you a beginner or someone who wants to know more about what agents to pick? Today, I'll give you information on reasons to play different agents and how to play each class in the game. Starting with my agent tier list. I made this based on difficulty to learn the agent's abilities, difficulty to have impact with the agent, and the strength of the overall agent. Basically, a difficulty, impact, and strength tier list. For example, Chamber is not necessarily super hard to play, but having quality impact on him every game is super hard. His strengths are also worse than other Sentinels or agents in general. Whereas ISO right now is 1, super overpowered, easy to learn his abilities, and pretty easy to have impact game to game with him. First, the super hard tier. From KO, who you should just never play unless you are in a team environment and your name is Ethan, to Yoru, who is just hard to learn. Yoru is probably the only one I'd recommend you play in ranked from this tier. He actually has a lot of use, and while his abilities are hard to learn, once you do, you can have a lot of impact. Next, the hard tier. These agents are all good in certain use cases. I personally really like Deadlock, especially right now since the main duelists that people lock in are not entry duelists like Jet and Raze. These agents are ones that take more time to learn, and they can either have great impact or very low impact. If you are going to play any of these agents, you will need to sink time into really learning what you are supposed to do with them. Third, we have the intermediate. These agents are pretty easy to play, have easy ways to impact the game, and their strengths are straightforward. You won't need a lot of time to learn them and will generally have impact every game regardless. I recommend playing agents from this tier list or below if you are a beginner. They will give you some difficulties as you learn them, but will be easy to see where they shine and ways that you can contribute. Lastly, easy. Every agent here is simply easy to play. Throw a flash here, challenge this angle, and so on. Any of these agents is viable on any map. You can get use out of them on any map, and they are simple enough that after just a few games, you won't have to think too hard on what you should be doing, allowing you to focus more on fragging. To end the video, I will talk a bit about each class and what it generally means to play them. Starting with duelists. You are your team spearhead. This does not mean you just have to run in and die for your team. Look to play to your agent's strengths, like early duels with ISO's Broken Shield, or looking to dash into sight with Jet, Raze, or Neon. If this is the role you want to play, look to make calls with other people's utility. Asking for Initiator's utility can make your life a lot easier than running in without it. Next, Initiators, the main support class. You are looking to use utility to either gather information about the enemy team's whereabouts, to help your team get onto site safely, or to retake space after the enemy took it. Playing Initiators often means playing second into the fight, but with their strong flashes and utilities, many Initiators can be self-sufficient at making plays. Look to support, but also play aggressive with flashes, darts, or any other utility you have. Third, controllers. Controllers are often the most important agents on the map. Without them, the enemy has free control over any line of sight, making taking sites almost impossible. Plus, even if an area is smoked slightly incorrectly, it can ruin an entire round. If you are someone who wants to play controller or is simply filling for a game, look to play smokes when your team is entering the site. Smokes that are too early or too late will either be wasted or can cost you multiple players on your team. Some controllers can be secondary lurkers as well. If you play Omen or Astra, look to play a support lurking role where you can play smokes from across the map. Lastly, Sentinels, the epitome of solo site holding or holding down multiple sites by themselves. Expect to either be the last player to rotate or to challenge the enemy hit 1v5. Sentinels are great lurkers while their utility covers gaps in your team's positioning. You're basically a glorified gap holder and solo site protector. If you enjoy the thrill of trying to clutch rounds because your team lost the hold on the other side, Or perhaps you want to try and take on the enemy with your insane trap placements. Sentinels are your go-to agent picks. Choosing your agent may be hard, but hopefully with this video, it's a little shorter. Every agent is viable in Valorant, but many will still be better than others. If you got anything from this video, please like and subscribe. Let me know if you agree with my agent assessment or if you don't. Feel free to give your take in the comment section, and good luck in your games.